Um, so lives are clearly chaotic at the best of times. Sorry. Welcome, Sarah Batchelor. As I said, it's not Wednesday, but I thought I'd do a classroom update as to how the setup is going. We're, as teachers in the province of Alberta, trying to highlight some of the behind the scenes stuff that maybe parents don't realize. Go on. So I did a video a few days ago, and I came in that day and I spent about 5 hours in total in my room. And then I didn't come back because, well, it's been the weekend and I guess summer actually started to arrive. So the weather's beautiful and of course I'm back in my room. So we're back officially tomorrow as teachers. But none of that time is actually assigned to set up in the room. It's like staff meeting part 1, staff meeting part 2, praying there's no icebreakers. We have new admin, so you never know. They may make us play games. I don't want to do that. I'm not fun. I'm not fun like that. So I thought I'd just kind of give you a update about what's going on in the room. So the last time I brought you in here, I didn't have a whole lot set up. My chairs are still pretty much in the middle room where I left them. So what I did was I got the 5 risers. So I had to move those from another part of the building and put them in place. I had to haul the percussion out of storage. We won't tell OH&S how I managed to get the timpanis up there because, yeah, I'm resourceful. But yeah, I got the equipment all lifted up and wheels locked and tuned. And then I went through and I had to adjust the tuning heads to make sure the equipment's in good shape. Got the xylophone up there. The concert bells are still away for repair. This is my Frankenstein drum set. This is a product of teacher ingenuity and benefiting from other people breaking up and having people leave drum sets in their garage. But we desperately need an actual... still some cleaning and things to do clearly. Found myself a replay. I don't. Room is a bit of a mess that way. I mean, our poor custodians, they do the best they can. I've gotten sort of my welcome area started. To get set up. I've moved the piano. Took me 4 tries to decide where it went, so that piano's moved across the room a fair few times. Got my little desk up at the front. Got my drums hung up on the wall. Got percussion sort of started to getting sorted out. I'm actually super pleased with this find here. I got this basket at the dollar store, and it's actually to hold hairbrushes and hair dryers and things. But look, it holds my bass drum mallets. So I love it. That's going to be awesome for my kids staying organized, or for me trying to keep my children organized. Got a cart of junk. I've hauled out some of the expensive small stuff I don't want the kids touching, so it's hidden behind my desk. That green thing there, that's an air raid siren. I used that in a song last year. It was so much fun. So really, as far as setup goes, since the last time I checked in, I've gotten some furniture, a lot of furniture and things, big things moved. I haven't really gotten anything computer-wise done. I don't have my class list yet. I don't have my schedule yet. I kind of know what I'm teaching this year, but it's not set in stone and won't be until the children arrive, probably. Welcome to being a music teacher. Things change in our world a lot. But hopefully I'll get that tomorrow and I can start, because then I have to set up my grade book and I have to set up class lists and I have to set up the supplies and that sort of thing. So there's a lot of stuff just on that end that I can't even do yet because, well, I don't have the stuff. Some of my purchases today, ooh, look at this. I'm excited by this. It's a duster. It's got a pretty handle. And then I bought a broom that matches, right? Kind of sad that I feel the need to do that, but our custodians are doing the best they can, and I have 600 kids every 2 days through this room. 5 or 6 minutes from my room at the end of the day, they might get my sink cleaned, and they usually remember to change all my garbages. I have strict no food in the music room rules for lots of reasons, but one of them is because my garbages aren't changed very regularly, and I don't need that. One of my friends, she came back from a mat leave, and she was into her band room for the first time, and she has mice, a significant mouse problem. So she contacted the HBO, which is our building coordinator, and the guy was like, I'm not back till next Wednesday. I don't know what you want me to do. And I mean, he was polite about it, but... So she started cleaning it up, and I'm like, do you have a mask? Do you have gloves? And so she finally went and got gloves. But imagine that you're having to decontaminate your entire classroom. She doesn't even have the right safety products to do it. So I did a really good look in my room when I came in and started pulling out stuff in the corners to make sure that we didn't have any mouse droppings. But I don't see anything in our building. We've been lucky so far, but in Airdrie in general, there's been a lot of problems with mice in the schools, I think. That would be a fair statement. I think Calgary probably experiences the same thing, who knows. But, it's just one of the realities of things we're coming back to. right? And it's not even like they have things in place for us to deal with them. But what's the other option? If we wait till next week when they are here, can help us clean this stuff up, then we don't have time to actually do the setup. Because like moving all that equipment, that was about 2 hours of my morning, right? Just lifting and carefully wedging timpanis up onto the risers. But I don't have time to do that once I'm back at work, right? A lot of the things that teachers do, especially those of us who teach phys ed, shop, music, a lot of our jobs are very front loaded. So we have to have everything in place and then we just get here and we teach. Because during the day, I'm sitting in my desk chair. I don't know how often I get to do that during the day. Maybe 10 minutes lunch while I check emails and yell at kids to not climb into cupboards and things while they're practicing. My rooms are very vibrant, we'll go with that word. Space during breaks, there's always kids in my room, usually from about 7:30, 7:45 in the morning, as soon as I get here, until our bell goes at 2:23, but it's usually 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the afternoon, and I'm sending somebody home so I can go home. To me, that's a sign of a very healthy program. The fact that it's intergrades mixing together, right? This is their safe space, and I'm pleased to be able to provide that and help them create that. So to do that, I have to be organized, and to do that means I have to come in early. And thankfully, I'm not dealing with mouse droppings because I'd have just gone home because, that's a safety issue. It still bothers me. I'm like, you didn't have a mask? Like, can't you get like a hantavirus or something? You could like die? Like, ew. Like, I love my job, but it's not worth my life. I mean, that's a whole nother story. When we practice lockdown drills, there's a reality, right? When you're little kids and trying to explain to them why we're playing hide and seek in the corner right now. Teaching, the reality of teaching isn't quite what I thought it would be 25 years ago when I started. And it's evolved so much since then. Lots of great things have come through education since I've started. The idea of universal design, which our new teachers are coming in with, which I love. The idea that we plan for the kids with the most challenges, therefore meeting everyone's needs. Inclusion, I love inclusion. I hate how it's been implemented and the fact that we don't have enough resources to do it properly. So what that does is make inclusion a problem, and it shouldn't be. Like, every student belongs in my room. Every student belongs in my room. Absolutely. I'll say that a million times. But to make it work for every student in my room, I need supports, right? So it almost feels like you're setting those kids up, sometimes the kids who are a little bit more of a challenge. Because what did I say? One of the parents, yes, on a parent group, it was a special needs parent group, and they said, the teachers are complaining about how much work our kids are, and no, we're not. We're advocating for your children because they're a lot of work, but so are all the other kids. And everything in life has a cost: your time, your money, your energy. We only have so much to budget and spend around. And we know your kids are getting the short end of the stick, right? We know that even though a lot of my time is spent on the kids who need the extra support, I'm still not enough for them. And then you add to that all the kids I'm not getting to, who also deserve the support. And equal and fair aren't the same thing, but this is neither the system the way it's designed up right now, right? Where we're really just coping, and that's a terrible, terrible way to exist, right? Because, oh yeah, I'm not dead, but this isn't awesome. And it could be, right? Like, you're talking about all of us educators who have so much experience and passion, and we love your kids, and when we have to fight for them and we're not able to win, it's really frustrating. So I'm really hoping that, as we move into this year, I know there's a lot of hesitation around job action and things. I really hope the parents understand that we don't want to be doing this. This is not where we want to be. But after years and years and years and years and years and many, many, many years of falling behind as far as, inflation and the pay scale go, I make way less than I made 10 years ago. I also make less because of the division I work for. My division doesn't pay as well as some. There's lots of reasons for that. Rural is supposedly more expensive to live, so they give you a little bit more there. I mean, if you're in Fort McMurray, you absolutely need more than I would here to live down in Airdrie, but the cost of living is ridiculous. If I wasn't married, I wouldn't be able to afford my condo, and that's pretty ridiculous. But it's just the way it is, right? Like, if you're living on a single income, I don't know how you'd survive in this part of the world. Thankfully, I'm not, although I might be if we're on strike because we don't get paid for that, right? The very first time we went on strike way back, my first year of teaching, so it was like 25 years ago, we got like $35 or $40 a day or something. There's nothing this time at all. So you have to understand, as teachers, we're walking into this knowing we're not getting paid at all if we go out. And, or if we're locked out, I mean, because that vote happens August 29th. The government might lock us out. But we're back to the table tomorrow. You're going to see a lot of teachers wearing red, a lot of people wearing red. Please wear red, support us. We want resolution. We don't want this to go any further than it is. But the mood going in isn't optimistic because the government has started, oh no, oil's prices have gone down. We no longer have money, right? It's predictable, right? We had a surplus at the beginning of the summer, right? Ooh, how many $billion? It was like 4-point-something billion in surplus. Yay, oil. And now all of a sudden, oh no, poor oil, it's dropped. We're not going to have money for anybody. And so, you know, it's just, I'm worried that we're going to have to put our foot down and advocate for your kids by walking out. And I really don't want to do that for so many reasons. Some of them very personal. Good Lord, I don't know how I'm going to afford it. I have kids, right? But I can't continue to work in a system that doesn't support me. I can't continue to work in a system that doesn't support our kids, right? And I don't think what we're asking is actually that unreasonable. Right? And then the school boards, or the province, they go, oh, maybe we should look at how the school boards are spending their money. There's some really strict rules and regulations around that, and the school boards are following it. Now, are we a little administrative heavy on that end? Probably. Yeah, I wouldn't deny that. I mean, and there's even some fun conversations about, combining Catholic and public boards, which gets tricky in some areas of the province where the Catholic is the public, right? Because it's by population. Whichever you have the most of in your community, that's your public system. So, I mean, I worked in a composite high school at one point. That was pretty cool, Catholic and public together. So it can work. I mean, there might be some ways to cut that way, but I have some much better suggestions that would probably save money for everybody, but the government wouldn't like because it would hurt their own pockets. And I'm sorry, they're always giving themselves fantastic cost of living raises and things, which maybe they deserve. But at this point, it doesn't feel that way to me. They only have to work 5 days a month to get their paycheck, and they make more than I do, like significantly more than I do as a teacher with 25 years experience, top of the pay scale. Doesn't matter how many more courses I take, my pay's not going up. Yeah, that irks me a little because I fall back on I really think anybody with a portfolio, whether you're shadow cabinet or the main government in power, you should have to spend 5 working days a month in the industry you represent. It's ridiculous to think that there's people making decisions about the oil and gas industry that have never worked in it, right? There's people making decisions for EMTs who never managed anything in healthcare. And then there's education. Well, of course, you all know how school works because you all went to school. That's not true. I'm sorry. You need to come back. You need to come into our rooms, volunteer, find out what's going on, because I think you'd be simultaneously thrilled and devastated at the same time, because every day you'll see amazing things happening in education. I mean, we do a really good job with our kids, but you'd also see the heartbreaking decisions we're having to make so that kids get some of what they need. It isn't even, there's no way to provide supports that all the kids need, I have a child with special needs who absolutely did not get the reading support they needed last year. And I didn't make a fuss about it because I understood why. They were near the bottom of a long list of kids who needed more support than them. So is that okay? No. But is it okay? Well, yeah, I get it. I mean, I don't know. I don't have answers to everything. And even if I did, it wouldn't matter because the UCP isn't listening to us, teachers, at all, right? I'm going to get to that Alberta Next meeting. I swear I'm going to be there. I'm worried about them looking through my pockets for, pamphlets of sedition. That's why you don't give women pockets, right? Pockets of sedition. I don't know. Damn the patriarchy. Just no pockets. Why can't I have pockets in all my clothes? It's ridiculous. I mean, everybody needs pockets, but music teachers need pockets because we always have like random things we're carrying around like kazoos. I really have one of the best jobs and the weirdest jobs on the planet, but I love it. So I'm going to get back to actually trying to set up more in my room. I'm probably going to spend another hour here working on my bulletin boards, and then I have to head to a session I did that 5-day intensive course last week. Now I'm doing music reading sessions to listen to the new music and network with other teachers and things. So we're officially back tomorrow as teachers. For those of you waiting for class lists, be patient. None of us even know what's happening yet. Has nothing to do with the strike. It's August, right? We're coming in different rates, and usually this last week of August, all the teachers would have been in and out of the building pretty frequently. On the days I've been in, I've passed 1 or 2, right? So legitimately, we're taking a step back this year, and crazily enough, this is me taking a step back from the amount I usually do to plan. Like, I usually have my field trips booked. I usually have my paperwork done for that. And that's, for every field trip I take, it's about 20 to 30 hours of extra work and planning and organization. So I usually try and get some of those hours checked off in the summer. And I haven't done that this year. So we'll see. I think it's going to mean some longer days for me. Unfortunately, in September, though, right? Like, it's not like I can say, oh, I won't do it now and then I won't do it. These are tasks I have to do, right? Like, every cupboard in here with an instrument in it, I need to have it cataloged so that the kids know where their stuff goes, and have to have it labeled, and that takes me hours and hours. So the first 2 weeks of September, I really spend doing a ton of setup and organization so that the rest of the year runs smoothly. And hopefully it won't be interrupted by job action. So with that, I'm going to actually go and do some work, and thanks for watching, and we'll do another update in another day.